Hello, welcome. We're on the road and we're here at the AT Zimmermann workshop. They've made a great video and we're going to do one together. Here we have the repair solutions for the front and rear drive units. We'll unpack them and explain what we have in mind. First of all, the oil filter, also the new version, and the matching oil in sufficient quantity. So there's even a bit more in there. In addition, the necessary seals and a screw with seal in an extra package. And of course a sticker for the documentation. So everything you need in one box. The only difference between the kits is the amount of oil. There are 3 liters of oil in the kit for the rear drive unit and 2 liters for the front. Otherwise they are identical. Perfect. So everything the mechanic wants for an oil change is just there. I would like to mention a special feature of the sealing rings. You have to remove or pull out the oil pump to drain it. Tesla recommends, true to the motto, never change a running system. You only have to replace the oil pump seals if they are obviously damaged. This is going to be interesting. While we're still talking shop, Dennis bucks up his Model 3 long range and removes the underbody shields. Then we get straight to the oil pumps and go into a special feature of the front one. Let's have a look at the car now. There's Dennis and his Model 3, of course. The employee does the oil change himself, because it's his car. Yes, dear Johannes, thank you again for the oil and filter. With 200,000 kilometers on the clock, it's about time and very convenient for me. Then we get down to business. Here we are at the front drive unit. And there is already the first special feature. To drain the oil, there is no drain plug, but we have to pull out the oil pump. The drive unit is installed in the front axle carrier in such a way that you can't get the oil pump all the way out. But that's not so bad, because in the end it's only about the sealing ring. The seal ring only needs to be replaced if it is damaged. I would add if the car is very old and the rubber ring is a bit brittle. If that's the case, then you loosen the fastening of the drive unit here at the front, after supporting it with a gear jack of course, lower it 10 centimeters and then you can also take the oil pump out very loosely in a relaxed manner. We are curious to see how the oil looks now after almost 200,000 kilometers. I like to start from the back and loosen the filler plug first. If you have drained the oil and then find that the screw is stuck, that's not so good. Caution! The oil pump has plastic components. We now collect the oil in addition. Tesla says that it is a lifetime fill, so no change is necessary. I think it's important to change the gearbox oil. There's bound to be some abrasion in there. In a repair guide, Tesla recommends checking the drained oil for chips, even though you don't actually have to change it. Interesting. The oil in the front drive unit is not as heavily loaded as that in the rear drive unit. Even an all-wheel drive uses the rear drive unit most of the time and the front one is only used when you really need power. So old oil, new oil. So you can actually already see a lot of clouding here. This means that there is already a lot of dirt in the oil, which naturally leads to a reduction in friction. So that definitely needs to come out. It also smells old and burnt. In comparison, the new one. The lifetime of a Tesla can easily exceed 500,000 kilometers. There are enough Teslas that have already reached that mileage, and that's what I'd like to achieve with my car. So changing the transmission oil is clearly important. Now only drops are coming out, which means we have completely drained the oil. Before inserting the oil pump, clean it a little and then we take a little oil for the sealing ring so that we don't push it back in dry, and then we first attach the oil pump again. Push it in carefully and then we can tighten the screws again. Don't tighten the screws too much, the sealing ring seals radially and not axially. Alright, before fitting the oil filter, we put a drop of oil on the sealing surface and then hand tighten it. It should be 1.3 liters. Since the oil filter is not yet full, we add another sip. About 150 milliliters, and then screw it tight. The oil filler plug doesn't need to be too tight either. It's actually quite simple, but you have to remember to do it. Now we move on to the rear drive unit, where the same thing happens. If we already have the pump out of here, we can also replace the sealing rings directly. Here, too, we wet the sealing rings with a little oil so that they are lubricated when installed. It is important to push the pump in completely and not to pull against it with the two screws. Then you run the risk of the oil pump cover breaking off. That was a bit difficult. The rear drive unit gets a little more oil than the front one. It's 2.25 liters. And another gulp for the empty oil filter. Be careful with the rear drive unit. Do not rely on an overflow. Measure exactly how much oil you fill in. Jürgen, I have looked at both oils again. I notice the following. When I move it, I see much more dirt particles in the oil of the rear drive unit, i.e. a heavier load. This is simply because, although we actually have more gear oil capacity in the rear, we have the more efficient engine in the rear, and because of the efficiency, the Model 3 always tries to drive with the rear drive unit. Only when necessary is the front one switched on. As a driver, I don't notice much of this, but I would estimate that the rear drive unit has about twice the wear.
Aber deswegen habe ich halt hinten, ich würde jetzt mal den doppelten Verschleiß sagen, als vorne.
Okay, so basically the way intelligent all-wheel drive systems engage the driven axle at any given time, as needed. Right, except that here you have two separate motors. Now we come to the conclusion. Once again, thank you very much for your visit. I would also like to thank you for taking the time to do this. We get our information from workshops all the time, and size doesn't matter. Problems and challenges arise in the workshops and we find out about them in different ways. We can then react. This is also an important basis for our Expert Kits Plus and helps us to improve the products. That is our intention. And then, of course, we also take time for the personal visit and productive exchange. Super. I think that has now also become a really cool video. I'm looking forward to the broadcast. If you like the video, please like it and subscribe to our channel and the Vaiko channel.